afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for June the 9th. Massive waves have been pounding South Wairarapa in the past hour, some of the highest recorded during today's storm. Met Service is warning of heavy swells from Wellington's Cape Terefiti and up the east coast to Wairarapa's Mataikuna. Mandatory evacuation orders still cover Ōwhiro Bay through to Breaker Bay, but anyone remaining should now stay put until tomorrow. Swell warnings continue until after tonight's high tide. Wairarapa's Cape Palliser Road is closed from the Hurupi Stream Bridge. Mayor Fran Wild says locals are resilient.
They know to keep away from the sea. Obviously, they can't get out. We've closed the road, so this is not unusual for them. They're used to this sort of thing.
A report on Oranga Tamariki has concluded the agency's letting down Māori children. The Independent Children's Monitors found 65% of Māori who grew up in care have children who follow the same path. 95% of Māori youth offenders had been the subject of reports of welfare concerns to OT. Monitor Chief Executive Aaron Jones says in nearly every metric, Māori fare worse in the system.
We talk about New Zealand as the greatest place to raise children, but to some degree we're probably kidding ourselves. And the challenge is how do we actually get back to actually walk that talk?
The Energy Minister's rejecting a proposal to use diesel rather than LNG as insurance against a dry year for power. The government's pressing on with building an LNG import facility with plans to sign up a supplier this year. A report last week commissioned by Rewiring Aotearoa made the case for using diesel by converting existing gas peakers as a cheaper alternative. Simeon Brown says it would cost consumers.
Diesel would cap prices at around $550 a megawatt hour, more than twice the cost of LNG, and also would consume around 27% of our country's daily diesel needs.
Alarm from the Psychotherapists Association after a mass resignation by its regulatory body. All 6 members of the Psychotherapist Board of Aotearoa New Zealand resigned last week. The association's called it a drastic step and says it's had no explanation. Calls to focus on the effects of unhealthy homes on children. It's being reported a 5-year-old Auckland boy with the lung disease bronchiectasis was living in a damp rental with black mould. Auckland Paediatric Population Health Professor Cass Burns says hospital admissions for children with respiratory illnesses have risen 60% in 25 years. She says it'll just worsen if the root cause isn't addressed.
We can treat the children in hospital, but when they go home, they're going home to exactly the same conditions. Unless we deal with that, we're really not going to change what we're seeing in our hospitals.
In sport, a visiting team trend has emerged in basketball's NBA finals. The Spurs have held on to beat the Knicks 115-111 in Game 3 in New York. A first State of Origin start has been confirmed for the Kiwis' centre Casey McLean. The 20-year-old's been named in the run-on side for New South Wales for next week's second game against Queensland in Melbourne. And Tiger Woods' son Charlie has played his part in getting world junior number 1 Miles Russell into next week's US Open. That is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.